The Mazda CX-5 is Australia's most popular SUV and has been a bestseller for the past 4 years. But sick of living in the shadows of the mighty Mazda, Honda has rebirthed its CR-V.
So is it good enough to topple the CX-5?
Both cars have really nice cabins. Everything's well laid out, pretty and easy to use. But the CR-V does things a little better. Everything's really clearly labelled, and I love this huge centre bin. It's got adjustability, you can put bottles in there, USB ports galore. It works well.
But the CR-V isn't perfect. Yeah, there's loads of legroom in this second row, but I'm losing a fair bit of headroom. Definitely not as much compared to this CX-5. And if I pull this forward to give the guys behind me some extra legroom, starts to reduce a fair bit.
But look at all this practicality. I mean, it's got an extra 2 seats back there. You can slide this. You can't do that in the Mazda.
There's absolutely loads of flexibility if you've got a small soccer team that you need to carry around. However, there's no arguing with the CX-5. It's got oodles more luggage space. Come and have a look at the boot.
All right, let's have a look.
There's just loads more usable space in the back of this CX-5. And we've got the flexibility of the 40, 20, 40 second row. That's really great for carrying things. Let's talk styling. Now, this is always a subjective conversation, but image is everything.
Indeed it is, Andrea, which is why I would probably struggle to drive a vehicle like this with its weird duck-billed platypus-looking face and squinty eyes.
Tell us what you really think.
Maybe it's the colour. I've seen them in red, they look better, but for me, today, I like the angular style of the CR-V.
It is pretty funky, but I think that the styling on the CX-5 is going to age a little bit better.
Safety is a huge issue for all car buyers these days. Both these vehicles have parking sensors and reversing cameras, but the Mazda knocks it out of the park.
Absolutely, it's got the full suite of driver assistance technologies, everything from autonomous braking through to blind spot monitoring, everything's there.
Yeah, it's astonishing in this day and age that the CR-V does not have autonomous emergency braking.
It does, you've got to pay for it.
Ah yes, because we're testing the 7-seat model, we don't get it. So some other stuff you get in the Mazda is the head-up display. How cool is that?
Head-up display is great. This vehicle's got traffic sign recognition, which is displayed in the head-up display, which means you know exactly how fast you're supposed to be going.
I really like what the CR-V is doing for the driver. This is one of the only cars in its class to have a fully digital display. It looks great. There's loads of trick computer options, and the touchscreen too, the infotainment, it's very good.
It's a really great system, I agree. And the inclusion of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto across the CR-V range, so many manufacturers are moving that way, except Mazda.
All right, let's take a look.
Yep, so as you can see in the CX-5, first thing, the screen looks so much smaller.
That is tiny.
But if you're familiar with Mazda, if you've got another Mazda in the family, you know exactly how this system works. It's pretty easy.
It is a good system, and you get touchscreen.
Only when it's stationary.
Oh.
No touch screen once the car's going. It's also got digital radio and internet radio as well. However, Pandora no longer available in Australia, so you're left with Stitcher.
Yeah, bit of a bummer, but that's what it is.
No Apple CarPlay.
No Google CarPlay.
And that's a killer for a lot of people, Google Car.
Exactly. Would I get all-wheel drive over front-wheel drive? No, I would not.
And I don't think most people are going to think about, taking this off-road. This is not about an off-road, on-road comparison.
But unless you're going hardcore off-road or you're going to the snow a lot or something like that, I just don't see the point of all-wheel drive, especially the part-time systems that are kicking it to the back.
For city drivers, which the majority of these cars are going to be driven mainly in an urban environment, there's no difference. There's no point in taking the 4-wheel drive over the 2-wheel drive. I've been surprised actually on this comparison how the transmissions, there hasn't been that much difference really. The CVT isn't troubled that much unless you pull it really hard.
I think it's okay. I used to hate CVTs, but in this one I don't mind it. It kind of works more like a regular gearbox.
Yeah, I think so too. And there's so much difference in the engines in terms of the 2.5 naturally in the Mazda and the 1.5 turbo in this car. There's quite a lot of difference, but they still feel quite familiar. Both of them are quite easy to live with. Mazda is still sticking with its 3 years unlimited case. So if you're one of those Honda owners that's typically going to keep your car a little bit longer, I think that's going to really matter to you.
Cat price servicing also very important, and Honda leads there.
Yeah, absolutely. Mazda is mapped out for 5 years for you. Honda, they've mapped it out for 10 years.
If we've learned anything from this comparison, it's that Honda has not only bridged the gap to the class leaders, it's overtaken them, only just.
Yes, the CR-V has taken the win in this comparison, but by the very narrowest of margins. The Mazda CX-5 is an exceptional car, and there's a reason why it's been a bestseller for 4 years.
At the end of the day though, the Honda is a deserved winner. It's got a better engine, it's got a better warranty, and it just has a level of flexibility in the interior that the Mazda cannot match.